Welcome back, investigators, to the Arkham Horror the card game, the Dunwich Legacy playthrough. Today's scenario is Blood on the Altar. When you finally reach Dunwich, you're greeted by Zebulon Whatley and Earl Sawyer, another man from the village who had met with Dr. Armitage during the incident several months ago. Things ain't looking too good here, Earl tells you. Some folk up and went missing a few nights ago. Them whippoorwills won't shut up. Don't know what you're doing here, but last time your Arkham folk came round it was bad news. Very bad news. His eyes blink rapidly and he coughs and looks away. Look, why don't you rest for the night and look for whatever it is you're looking for tomorrow? Zebulon chimes in, putting a wrinkled hand on your shoulder. You begin to protest, but your aching muscles and weary mind won't allow you to refuse. The elderly man offers to take you in for the night and drives you to his home at the outskirts of Dunwich village. The town is disheveled and eerie, and you find yourself wishing you hadn't come here at all. You fall asleep on the ride over and scarcely remember anything else from that night. When you awaken, you find that Zebulon's house is abandoned and there is no sign of the elderly man, or of Mr. Sawyer. Fearing the worst, you head into the village of Dunwich to investigate, hoping to find answers. Strange disappearances. Your welcome in Dunwich has been cold. A string of disappearances has left the already aloof townsfolk on edge. Most of them look at you with distrust, and few are willing to help in your investigation. Who knows what will happen if you don't find the location of the missing townsfolk soon. Searching for answers. The disappearances in town may be related to the events in Arkham. You suspect that something awful is afoot. You must find where the missing townsfolk are being held in order to unveil this conspiracy. When an investigator enters the hidden chamber, advance. We start at the village commons. It is hard to prevent the impressions of a faint, malign odor about the village street, as of the massed mold and decay of centuries. As an action you can resign. This is suicide. We're better off hiding out the night. The sparsely scattered houses wear a surprisingly uniform aspect of age, squalor, and dilapidation. This was quite an involved setup. I'm looking for a key to a hidden chamber and the hidden chamber. So it could be potentially under one of these locations. There's also a side deck here of potential sacrifices, which include Zebulon Whatley, Earl Sawyer, Dr. Francis Morgan, and Dr. Warren Rice. So hopefully I can save them before whatever fate befalls them. I start the game with my resources and my unfortunate traumas. My starting hand isn't looking too good. I'd be more confident if I had assets in my hand, but these are event and skill cards. From the village commons I can go to the schoolhouse, the general store, or the Bishop's Brook. From the Bishop's Brook I can go to the burned ruins, and from the ruins I can go to the Congressional Church, and then back to the commons, although I can't go from the commons to the church. So I might as well go in clockwise order here, to the schoolhouse. With its crumbling rooftop and rat-infested walls, this is hardly even a house, let alone a schoolhouse. While you are in the schoolhouse, you cannot commit skill cards to skill tests. Excuse me? That's a very bad one. And then once there are no clues here, I can look at the card underneath. Oh wait, I cannot commit skill cards to skill tests, which means I can still commit other cards, just not specifically skill cards. Okay, that's not as bad as I thought. I'll attempt an investigation. And I won't augment it, it's 3 versus 4. -3, but, see, I'm not crazy. I'll spend 2 and play, sure gamble, fast. Play after reveal a chaos token with a negative modifier. Switch that negative to a positive, which means it's +3, which means I succeed. I'll take the clue and I'll get the hell out of here. Oh, wait. I still need to find out what's under here. I still have 1 action remaining. And I can't commit skill cards. If it's a monster, I'll have a problem. I'll draw a card and end my turn. Leo DeLuca, how nice to see you. End my turn, no monsters, upkeep, overpower, good, but can't commit skill cards. And then it's top of the mythos. 1 of 6 and draw. Hunter, Night Gaunt. Now hold on. I'm going to spend 1 resource to think on my feet. Fast. Play when an enemy would spawn at your location. Immediately move to a connecting location, but the enemy still spawns at my previous. So I'll go to the general store, leaving the Night Gaunt by himself. From the air of hushed fright at Osborne's store, they knew something hideous had happened. You cannot gain resources while you are in Osborne's general store. If there are no clues here, etc. Cannot gain resources, you say? Which is bad, because I was going to gain one so that I could play Leo. Seems as though that is not my plan now. I will attempt an investigation using perception, putting me at 5 versus 2. -3. 2 versus 2 is still successful, and perception lets me draw a card. Lady Esprit. I could attempt another one, but 3 versus 2 is pushing it. So I will move down so that the hunter doesn't get me, and go to the Bishop's Brook. One dreads to trust the tenebrous tunnel of the bridge, yet there is no way to avoid it. Each enemy at Bishop's Brook deals +1 horror while it is attacking. That was 2 actions. And for my third, I would draw a card. Cool. That's useful. Enemy phase, Hunter's Hunt. He's trying to move 1 closer. Either of these locations work, so I'll put him in the commons, because why not? Then it is the upkeep. Then I will gain resources. Then it's top of the mythos and encounter. Test will 3. For each point you fail by, take 1 horror. I'm inclined to test this without augmentation. 0. Which means you are out of here. That was lucky. But now it's my turn. I really wish I had my flashlight, but can't do anything about that now. I will play Leo DeLuca. He gives me an additional action during my turn, so I still have 3 actions remaining. If only I had a weapon, then I could kill that Night Gaunt and maybe even play evidence. But now I'm kind of avoiding him, and I really should be moving on. I'll move to the burned ruins. It's not reassuring to see on a closer glance that most of the houses are deserted and falling to ruin. Each enemy at the burned ruins gets +1 evade. That's 2 of my 4 actions. And I really don't want to stay here either. So I'll move again. I myself did not more than a fortnight ago catch a very plain discourse of evil powers in the hill behind my house, wherein there were a rattling and rolling, groaning, screeching, hissing, such as no things of this earth could rise up. Choose and discard a card from your hand to gain 2 resources as an action. Meh. It has 1 clue with the Shroud of 2. That's doable. In fact, I might attempt to take that right now. I use evidence. I'm probably not going to use that anywhere else. To put me at 5 versus 2. -2. 3 versus 2 means that is mine. But I'll end my turn without discovering the card beneath, so that I can better prepare. Enemy phase, Hunter's Hunt. This is the only way he can go. Then I draw a card. There we go, flashlight. Gain 2 resources. And then it's top of the round to the mythos and to the encounter. A whippoorwill, aloof hunter. Each investigator at the whippoorwill's location gets a -1 to all skill attributes. And if I wanted to kill that thing, I have to engage with it first. I think I'll be fine. Because now it is my turn. Let's find out what's here. A servant of many mouths spawn at an empty location. I think an empty location in this situation is a location without investigators or monsters, which means I can put them here at the burned ruins. And I'll kind of leave them there for now. And that didn't cost me an action, so I can still play my flashlight, move for 2, move for 3. Check this out as an incidental. Key to the chamber. Take control of key to the chamber. If key to the chamber is connected... Wait, what? Revelation. Take control of key to the chamber. Okay. As an incidental, if the hidden chamber is connected to your location, attach key to the chamber to the hidden chamber. This tarnished silver key was hidden and kept safe out of sight. It must lead somewhere important. Okay. That's half of the puzzle solved. And I guess as my final action, I will gain a resource. Ending my turn. Hunters hunt. Go to the commons, go to the commons. You are not a hunter. Then I draw a card. Okay. Got all my overpowers, but I need a weapon. And gain 2 resources. Then it's top of the mythos. 4 and draw. Hunted down. If there are no unengaged criminal enemies in play, hunted down gains surge. Creature, monster knight gaunt, humanoid. Alright, so surge. Whippoorwill. And that will spawn at my location. Okay. But I can still think on my feet. Simply because I don't want to waste an action moving. And now it's my turn. With my flashlight, I will investigate, reducing the shroud to 0, meaning I can't fail unless I draw the instant failure token. -4, putting me to 0, but 0 versus 0 means I pass. As an incidental, that's not what I'm looking for. Eager for death. Test will 2. Increase the skill test difficulty by 1 for each damage on you. If you fail, take 2 horror, which means I am testing will 4. Well, I just have to take it like that. You can't make this up. I draw the outer sign, which gives me +1 for each resource I have. 3, 6, 4, I win. But I'm not out of the woods yet. I still have to move, and those guys are still going to go after me. That's 2 actions. For third, I will move over to the burned ruins. The servant will engage with me, but I will evade him using manual dexterity, putting me at 5, and I might as well use opportunist, putting me at 6 versus 1. -3, 3 versus 1. Unfortunately, I don't get opportunist back, but I still get to draw a card. This is what I'm looking for. But those are all of my actions. He is evaded at my location. Which means monster phase, hunters hunt. 1. He doesn't do anything. Upkeep, everything refreshes. Which means now he re-engages with me. I draw a card and gain a resource. 2, actually, from me. And so, top of the round goes to Mythos and draw. Kidnapped, test Mind 4 or Agility 4. If you fail, add an ally asset you control to the pool of potential sacrifices. Then attach Kidnapped to the current agenda. If you have no ally assets, take 2 damage and discard Kidnapped instead. I'm inclined not to let Leo die, so Lady Esprit, I'm going to commit you to this test, which would put me at 5 versus 4. That's miserable. I can't. I'm sorry. Leo might die here. Because it's 3 versus 4. -1 for each location in play with a no encounter underneath it, with a maximum of -4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, there you go. That's a super failure. And so Leo, when attached, agenda advances, choose a potential sacrifice at random, place it underneath the agenda deck. Okay. I'm sorry, Leo. You go to the pool of potential sacrifices. So you get added into here. Interesting. I wonder how that affects anything. But now it's my turn. I can take out this dumb servant. No problem. I overpower him and deal a vicious blow, putting me at 6 versus 3. -1 means he is dealt 2 damage. After you defeat the servant of many mouths, discover 1 clue at any location. Any location, you say? I might be inclined to take this one. And actually, you know what? Oh, I almost forgot about this. Each enemy gains +1 evade, which means he would actually have been 2, but I still succeeded because it was 3 versus 2. Still did not get Opportunist back. Okay. I might be inclined to take this one. And you are dead. Thanks to Overpower, I get to draw a card. Henry Armitage. When you draw a card, discard that card and exhaust Henry to gain 3 resources. That might be good. Because now I don't have 3 actions. Or 4 actions, rather. I will play Hard Knocks. Put this over there. I might investigate here and then move. Kind of giving these guys the ring around. Actually, no wait, I only have 1 action left. I have to move. Because it was fight, play, move. Yep. Enemy phase, hunters hunt. Upkeep, draw. Not very useful right now. Then this advances. Now let me see something here. When attached agenda advances, choose a potential sacrifice at random and place it underneath the agenda deck. I guess that happens now? Because this is when it's advancing, not necessarily after it has already advanced. So we're going to shuffle this and pick a random dude. And say, place it underneath the agenda deck. Okay. And now let's see what happens here. Whippoorwills gather along the bramble roofs of Dunwich and begin to shriek in jubilation. The people of Dunwich believe that the presence of whippoorwills foreshadows someone's imminent death. Do they long for your death? Or is the victim someone else? If there are 3 more potential sacrifices, choose one of them at random and place it underneath the agenda deck without looking at it. Okay. I sincerely hope that I have a chance to rescue these people. And this is not instant death for them. The old ones hunger. As the sun sets, the frightening townsfolk retreat into their homes and lock their doors. It is clear to you that many of them know more than they are letting on. A sickening feeling turns over in your stomach as the village's true nature becomes clear. And encounter. Spawn at any empty location. Yeah, maybe. Then it is my turn. Because move, fight, fight will be my actions. Using overpower. Or maybe not. Yeah, I'll use it. Yeah, putting me at 3, 5 versus 3, 6 versus 3, thanks to Hard Knocks. -1 success, but that only deals 1 damage. Overpower lets me draw a card. Choose and discard all but 1 card from my hand. Okay. That's not too bad. And this is gone. I guess my last action, my second attack. 3 versus 3, 4, 5, 6 versus 3. -2, 4 versus 3. Success, and you're dead. Meaning I get to discover a clue at a location. And I'll pick the Bishop's Brook. But that leaves me at the Commons. Hunter's Hunt. Whippoorwill goes here. He's aloof. He does not engage. These 2 go here because it's still equidistant from the burned ruins. Draw my card, gain my resources. And then it's top of the round to the Mythos. And draw. Come on! Oh no, and that's Armitage. Come on. Okay, I have to put at the... Come on. I'll commit Lady Esprit. That puts me at 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm using agility. 7 versus 4. Oh, but then the Whippoorwill is actually 6 versus 4. Ugh. Okay, I always like to do it to 3 above, but 2 above should be the odds in my favor. Hopefully. No, that's -4. Sorry, Armitage, you're dead. You're so dead. You're so dead. You're so dead. I'm so sorry. And I lost a whole bunch of resources for that. Alright, move. Find whatever's here. Hidden passage. Hooray! And I can do that as an incidental. Okay, I need to prepare for whatever's coming up. And I need to do it quickly. I need a weapon. I know I need a weapon. I don't have any of my guns, and I need more guns in my deck. So that was one of my 3. So that's 2 actions remaining. Should I gain resources or draw cards? I'll gain resources for my last 2 actions. Ending my turn, Hunters Hunt. I draw. I mean, that's a weapon. Gain resources. Top of the Mythos. And draw. Attach Sordid and Silent to your location. Forced. At the end of the round, each investigator at location takes 1 horror. When the agenda advances, discard Sordid and Silent. I said Sordid. 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 Words. Attached to my location. So I'm at the Bishop's Brook. That's a lot of junk here. Kuriki. +1. If you succeed, you may spend an additional action to deal +1 damage. It's really not what I want. Really not. I'll draw. That's fine. I'll draw. I guess. He's going to attack me for 1/1. And then he's going to engage with me. And that's not good. And then all my skill tests would be reduced like hell. I have 4 turns until someone dies here. I move over. I need a gun. I can't do this without a gun. That ends my turn. Hunters. Hunt. I draw. Fantastic. What's the farthest location from me? 1, 2, 2, 3. Schoolhouse. Okay, it looks like I'm going to the schoolhouse. And 2 resources. Top of the Mythos. And draw. Test will 3. For each point you fail by, take 1 horror. Instant failure. So that means I got a 0, which means I take 3 sanity. Putting me at 4 of 7. Plus, he gave me a -1, but I can't go below 0. Plus, instant failure gives me 0. Alright. Okay. Move, move. Move. That's it. Hunters hunt. And then 1, 2, 3. Yep, same equidistant, so we'll move him that way. Then I'll draw. Then I'll gain resources. And then it's top of the Mythos, 4 of 6, and draw. When the Albanian thug is engaged with you, you cannot gain resources. Might have made a mistake. I'll try evading him. 5 versus 2. -3, 2 versus 2. I think I'm going to have to forget about Izzy now, again. But I get to draw a card. Whatever. It's not what I want right now. Move. Oh, wait a minute. I can't do that. I can't do that. I caught myself. Can't do that. Can't do that. Put that back. Because of the stupid schoolhouse, you cannot commit skill cards to skill tests. What did I draw? I drew a -2, I believe. Did I? I drew a -2, right? I would have failed. And so I have to test this again without any augmentation. Except for this. -1. That is successful, but that is my second action, and my third has to be to get out of here. Which means, enemy phase, hunters, hunts. Jump on top of me, he engages. And he hits me for 1/1. 3 of 8. And 5 of 7. This is bad. Then I draw, and then I gain resources. I might have to leave. Top of the Mythos, 5 of 6. And draw. Test will, whatever. Oh no, that might kill me. Unexpected courage. 5 versus 3. -1, 4 versus 3. I don't die. Okay, but what do I do? What do I do? Oh, no, that still fails. Because it's 5 -2, so it's 3 -1, I still take 1 horror. I'm at 6 of 7. Come on. But I guess that's fine. Manual dexterity, try to evade this Night Gaunt. Puts me at 3 versus 1. +1. Big freaking deal. Don't need you. You're evaded here. What do I do? What do I do? I need to move. Actually, I was gonna say, if I move here and then stop, I'll take the damage and then I'll die. Someone's going to die. And I bet 2 people are gonna die. Which means I'm in a bad spot. If I move there, I survive for 1 round. I get 1 last chance to get a gun. Yeah, I have to go here. Burned Ruins. Because that's 1 to evade, 2, 3, and my turn. Hunters hunt. The whippoorwill is like right there. This guy was not a hunter. He readies backs up. Draw. Don't need you. Really don't need you. Resources. Top of the mythos. Advancing. We have 4 sacrifices in here. Armitage being one of them. And then this. More whippoorwills flock to Dunwich village as the night progresses. The other townsfolk, notoriously superstitious, are terrified by the bird's presence. With the doors around you shut and locked, you find yourself alone in the streets of Dunwich. If there are 2 or more potential sacrifices, choose one of them at random and place it underneath that agenda deck, or the agenda deck, without looking at it. Yup. And then draw. Put Unhallowed Country into play in your threat area. You cannot play ally assets. Treat the printed text of each ally asset you control as if it were blank. At the end of your turn, test mine 3. If you succeed, discard Hallowed Country. Don't care. Don't have an ally, nor am I looking for one. I need to get a gun. Disengage from each enemy engaged with you and move to a reveal location with no enemies. Okay. Cat Burglar. Can't use you. I have how many cards in my hand? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Gun! End my turn. Hunters. Hunt. Hunters. Hunt. This goes away because the agenda advanced. Then I upkeep. Fine. 2 resources. Then top of the mythos. Advance. Put on the. Huh? Huh? Oh, I would have tested the other one. -1, I would have failed that. I think these don't stack, but it doesn't really make a difference. I only tested once. Oh, that super failed, by the way. Okay. Move. Play. Derringer. This is what I need. Oh, and I should have discarded a card. I will discard Deduction. Because now I have 8 cards in my hand. Which means I should have discarded another card. No. Discard Perception. So it's move, play. Which means I need to stay here for 1 more turn. And then I can run in. Potentially. I'll gain a resource. How exciting. End my turn. Test for Unhallowed Country. No. Hunters. Hunt. I gain cards. I exhaust enemy allocation. That might be useful. Gain resources. Top of the Mythos, this roundabout. Well, I can't do that. So I just take 2 damage. Kinda would have preferred that, to be honest, in the beginning. Thank goodness it's not Sanity. 5 of 8 health, 6 of 7 sanity. My turn. Right. Move. Draw cards, maybe, to get this thing off me. Yes, I draw 1. Gain a resource. I know this is super exciting, everyone, but I have a plan. Maybe. End my turn. I test for this. Throwing Guts. And Unexpected Courage, putting me at 7 versus 3. -3, 4 versus 3. I still succeed. Guts lets me draw a card. Oh shit! I just realized if I go through my deck, I have to take a sanity damage. Oh. Okay, Hunter's Hunt. Boom, boom, boom. Top of the Mythos. I still have to draw a card. And then gain resources. Oh no, this is gonna be bad. A dude on me. 3, 4, 5. Oh, this is gone. He's on me. First action, shoot him. 2, 5 versus 3. No, it's 3 versus 2. Throw Kirky, why not? 4 versus 2. Oh, wait, no, I don't have to do any of that. Don't have to do any of that. Give me back my bullet. Fast, play only during your turn. Disengage from each enemy engaged with you and move to a reveal location with no enemies. Technically, the hidden chamber is revealed with no enemies. It's revealed. It's no longer locked. Doesn't have any enemies. Here I go. Boom. I'm a miracle worker. And objective. When an investigator enters the hidden chamber, advanced. You find your way into the hidden chamber where you believe the missing folk are being held, but the horrors that confront you there fray the edges of your sanity. Bound by chains in a secluded corner of the room is an unspeakable creature with the face of a man. It wheezes and wrestles to free itself as it notices your entrance. The many mouths covering the creature's body are covered in blood and gristles of meat, as though it were feeding recently. With a hideous croak, the creature speaks with 7 mouths. Then it lurches forward as though to grab you, and several of its chains snap. Reveal each unrevealed location. Move all the clues in play, including those on each investigator, to the hidden chamber. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. Spawn the set-aside silliest bishop enemy in the hidden chamber. Silliest bishop. Silliest bishop is a 3/6/7 monster. Massive, abomination, elite. He cannot make attacks of opportunity. What walked on that mountain that May night? What rude mass horror fastens itself into the world, half human, flesh and blood? Okay. And then the pitiful beast lunges to grab you with slimy arms, its many jaws snapping in hunger. Killing it would be merciful, but perhaps there is something else to discover about the creature. If Silliest Bishop is defeated, resolution 1. If there are no clues on the hidden chamber, advance. Yeah, right. 9 clues? No way. No way. No way, no how. Nope. Not. You are so dead. You are so dead. Using backstab. This attack will use agility instead of might. This attack deals +2 damage. I will commit my cat burglar for a +1, 4 versus 3. Hard knocks. 5, 6, 7 versus 3. Actually, that might instant kill this guy. 8, 9, 10, 11. Use it all. Use it all. Use it. Zero. Wait, no, that doesn't instant kill him. Don't use it all. What am I thinking? That does 3 damage to him. Boom. That was my first action. Because the fast was no action. My second action, to shoot him. Actually, you know what I could do? Instead of that... Oh no, his evasion is 7. I was going to say evade him and then sneak attack him. Forget that. That's garbage. I'd shoot him. Derringer. +2. 5, 6, 7, 8 versus 3. -2. 6 versus 3. It deals 1 damage. Plus, since I succeeded by 2 or more, this attack deals an extra 1 damage. Then, shoot him again. Commit everything, why don't you? Because this attack needs to go through. And that will kill him. That's +0. Still works. Right? Yeah, that still works. Whoops. Gotta put this back in the bag. -2. If you fail, add 1 clue from the token pool to your location. Let's see, my skill was 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, you're dead. Get out of here. You're so dead. Boom. Silius Bishop is defeated. Resolution 1. As you land the finishing blow, the creature's body explodes into hundreds of squirming, rope-like appendages, wriggling across the ground and climbing up the walls. You're so startled that you aren't fast enough to prevent them from escaping the room. Even so, whatever that creature was, you're glad it's now dead. In your campaign log, record that the investigators put Silius Bishop out of his misery. Hey there, cynically awesome viewers. This is being recorded after my initial playthrough of Blood on the Altar. As you saw, I made a few mistakes, but I'm catching them all here and even during the editing process. The first of many crucial mistakes was when Armitage got kidnapped. For some reason, when I pulled Armitage from my deck, I placed him beside into my assets as if I had played him, but I didn't, nor did I have an intention to. Which means in later turns, when he got kidnapped, he actually wouldn't have. And instead, I would have taken 2 damage. Now during the editing, I've recorded what my actual health and sanity values were, and so I wasn't teetering on death of sanity, but I was teetering on death of health. But it never got to that point, so it didn't make too much of a difference. But it does change who gets kidnapped, and who could potentially die. When the first person got kidnapped, Leo DeLuca, he went into the pool of potential sacrifices, which include Earl Sawyer, Warren Rice, Dr. Morgan, and Zebulon Watley. He gets pulled into here. I'll shuffle this, and then randomly grab one, and then randomly grab another because of the agenda deck advancing. That is the kidnapped, and then that is the agenda deck. Armitage would not have gotten kidnapped. I would have taken 2 damage. That would have been fine. Then someone else gets kidnapped at the end of the second agenda. And that person's now dead. meaning these two cards would be the survivors at the end of the campaign. The next crucial mistake was that I didn't put the 0 back into the chaos bag when I made one attack against Silius Bishop, and so I'm going to redo that, just so that we're all clear with what's in this bag here. We've got 2 0s, a -1, cultist symbol, a +1, -2, -1, -3, one of each, 2 skulls, another -1. Hold on, what do I have in here? These are all the tokens I have in the bag. The only thing that's different from the standard setup is that there's this extra 3. I didn't gain any crazy tokens because I didn't make any decisions that caused those to appear. So, this is what's in the bag. There's nothing else in here. So one of the shots, so the one shot that I didn't have the 0 in, the only thing that could make it fail is the instant failure, because it was at a skill level of like 9 or 8 versus 3. So the only thing that can stop me is that red token. -1. Which means that shot would have gone through. And if you want me to try it again, that cultist symbol, isn't that exactly what I pulled? So that means both of those shots did go through, and the end of the campaign is as follows. Silius Bishops died. That's resolution 1, which I've already read. But the survivors now might be different. Armitage survives because he remained in my deck, but let's see who else survived. In your campaign log, under Sacrifice to Yog-Sothoth, record the names of each unique card that is underneath the agenda deck. Each of those cards are removed from all players' decks and can no longer be used in any player's decks for the remainder of the campaign. The casualties are Leo DeLuca, Dr. Francis Morgan, and Earl Sawyer. If an investigator with a Necronomicon in his or her deck was defeated, I don't have to worry about that, I burned that book. Each investigator earns experience equal to the victory value of each card in the victory display, which was 2 thanks to Silius Bishop. Each investigator earns 2 bonus experience as he or she gains insight into the hidden world of the mythos, which is 4. Plus the 2 I already had banked means I have a total of 6 experience. Proceed to Interlude 2, Survivors. Inside the chamber that contained the terrible beast, you find the missing townsfolk and the others from Arkham. They are bound and shackled. You also find several documents that suggest the creature you found isn't the only one of its kind in Dunwich. You free the creature's victims from their bonds, and they offer you their thanks. You begin to plan your next move. Check the campaign log for each of the following 5 characters who are not listed under Sacrifice to Yog-Sothoth. Read their associated passage. When you are done, proceed to Scenario 5, Undimensioned and Unseen. If Dr. Henry Armitage is not listed under Sacrifice to Yog-Sothoth, it is far worse than we had thought, Dr. Armitage says, pale and trembling. Wilbur Whatley was only the beginning. There were more, many more in Dunwich who knew of the great old ones, and who desired power and knowledge above all else. The earth be damned. I knew I should have burned that wretch's journal, but thanks to its contents, I know how we can stop him. We are the only ones who can. Now quickly, help me with this solution. The powder is the key. Yes, the powder is the only way. In your campaign log, record that Dr. Henry Armitage survived the Dunwich legacy. If Dr. Henry Armitage is not already in an investigator's deck, any one investigator may add it to his or her deck, not counting towards the deck size. If Powder of Ibn Ghazi is not already in an investigator's deck, any one investigator may choose to add it to his or her deck, not counting toward their deck size. And this here is the Powder of Ibn Ghazi. It enters play with X clues on it, where X is the number of characters who survived the Dunwich legacy in my campaign log. As an incidental, I can move one clue from the powder to an exhausted brood of Yog-Sothoth at my location. If Professor Warren Rice is not listed under Sacrifice to Yog-Sothoth, Professor Rice adjusts his glasses and studies the documents and arcane manuscripts left in the chamber. I thought this nightmare was over and done with. He sighs. But we have a duty to see this through. We have to stop those creatures, or it won't just be Dunwich in trouble. The powder mixture Armitage created to see the creatures will be our saving grace. He explains and sets off to the task of recreating the powder. Add them to your deck, and if you don't already have the powder, add it to your deck. Dr. Francis Morgan, sacrificed. I'm sorry. If Zebulon Watley is not listed under, Dunwich has had its fair share of oddities, Zebulon explains to you with a quavering voice, but I ain't never seen anything as sick and twisted as this thing. He gives the creature's remains one last sickened glance before closing the door to the chamber behind him, shuddering. He locks eyes with you, his expression grim. Whoever done this gotta pay. I'll do all I can to help. Add him to your deck. And so that is the proper end. I didn't die due to sanity or health. I successfully put Silius Bishop out of his misery. And these are the proper survivors. And these are the proper casualties. With 6 experience, I will gain Streetwise, a permanent card, and Charisma, another permanent card that allows me to equip one more ally. Thanks to Adaptable, I'll be able to switch out other level 0 cards, and so I'll make my final decisions on how my deck is going to look. But otherwise, I'll see you next time in Scenario 5, Undimensioned and Unseen. Thanks so much for watching and putting up with my mistakes, and I hope you're looking forward to the next part of the Arkham Horror the card game, the Dunwich Legacy playthrough.